Yep.
So, everybody, I just want to say welcome. Okay. So, you
Yes.
guys are actually my 11th guest on this podcast, which is called
Mhm.
the Metal Meltdown. And like, it's basically a podcast that I decided to start while I was recovering. And
Mhm.
I, because, I mean, the job situation wasn't great. I was let off after they realized how long my injury was for, and I needed something to do. So I was like, okay, why not do a podcast and give back the metal, like how it has given so much to me. So then I decided to start this, and it's been going pretty well. I mean, you guys are my 11th guest now, and I only started this, let's say, in June, July-ish. So it's going pretty well. People are quite interested. I get more and more guests every time.
Thank you so much for having
So
us.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like Matthew kept telling me that you guys have never done one before, so y'all are quite excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
Well
definitely,
for
done.
me,
Yes.
definitely.
I got lucky because you guys followed the podcast. So I was like, okay, let's reach out and see if they would be interested. And I was like, okay. And Matthew was very sweet about it. He was like, yes, they will all be interested. Yes, ta 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 ta. Ta. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And
just
yeah,
introduce the band if it's all okay with you, or you want to take it over, however you want to.
yeah, no, no. I mean, it's a free flowing conversation. I don't ask any pre prepared questions or anything like that. So, and like for me, usually I don't keep a time limit either because like some of my episodes have gone on for 3 hours, 4 hours. So it doesn't matter to me how long we talk for, unless like I have to run somewhere. But then at that time I would tell you all that, I need to head out or something. So we'll end. But usually that doesn't happen. Plus, I don't do any edits. So, like when Matthew reached out to me, he was like, "Can I use your footage to promote reels and things?" I said, "Yeah, sure, of course you can. I don't have any issues with that."
Glad
And
to know.
yeah, so I mean, first question as always is how did the band get its start? What were each of your influences? What drew you all to metal? What made you all want to explore this type of music in a country where it's still quite prejudiced with regards to what metal is, you know? So how did that happen?
So uh, it's pretty similar to every other band that you see in the scene. Actually, Vidyut is actually the brainchild of Arun and Bhaskar. Bhaskar is our late drummer who passed away in the year 2019 on a road accident. Okay. This was their college project. They kept on practicing, they kept on understanding and exploring more of their own sound and then evolving as musicians also. Later on, towards the end of their college period, I joined as the vocalist. And later on, Jeff joined as the bassist. And since then, the band has been going on. The evolution of the band has happened from a different sound to what we are doing at this particular moment. Um, and there has been a few lineup changes, but right now the four that you see on the screen, me, Arun, Parasar, and Jeff, we are the existing lineup, and we are working on the music right now. What we have, where we are trying to build up a longer play set list which we're going to play live on stage. Our goal as a unit or as a artistic unit is very simple. We want to play extremely aggressive music and we want to play it live as much as possible. Um, yes, we believe on the understanding that bands do require music to be recorded, produced, and then shared across. But then it's that most of us that you see here in the screen, not most of all of us actually, um, have actually spent a way lot of time standing on the other side of the stage, watching
Hmm.
bands, enjoying bands, being a fan of this art form entirely. Okay, and luckily we have been blessed in a way that we have also been receiving on the receiving end of that love and appreciation for everybody whomever we have actually played in front of. Okay, and to be very truthful to you, we have never faced a situation that somebody has told that the music is not great or anything like. Every time it has been full with love, and that is why for us, when it comes to this entire scene, right, there is the word that we use in most of the cases is being grateful. Okay, and that's much of it. We have made lifelong tenured friends in the scene, and where we actually visit to them regularly, attend family functions and everything as such. So this is just not been a unit. Okay, we just want to do music conversation that has happening on a regular basis. Okay. Our music is not. To be very honest, we do not make music for musicians. Okay, this is something that we made to make ourselves happy. In the process, we have received immense amount of love and appreciation of our art form and the craft that we actually deliver on. I'm going to pass to others if anybody wants to share some points as well.
Oh, please.
Yeah, more or less around the same line. It's almost been 12, 13 years that we are playing, and the people you see here, we have been friends for almost like 13, 14 years. Somu, Jeff, and I, we three were there since 2011, and there were a few lineup changes in terms of drummer. But yeah, last year Parsa joined us, and yeah, I think we are a good unit now. We are recording our album, going on a nice pace, practicing every weekend or any time that we get. And yeah, we are having fun. We want to have more fun,
Yeah,
enjoy
of
this
course.
form of music. Yeah, nothing in particular, but straightforward music.
So, like, how did you said that your sound has evolved? So, I mean, when I was looking at your social media, it said that you all are more of death thrash now. So, what did you all
Mhm.
start with initially? Just pure thrash, or did you all venture into death metal that time as well?
My particular influence. So when I was in school, I was influenced by a death metal band in Arunachal Pradesh. So I am from Arunachal Pradesh. So Alien Gods. So for me, bigger band or a death metal band was an extreme metal band. First band that I saw live was an extreme metal band. After that, I started exploring and going back to roots, understanding other pioneers of this form of music. And ever since then, I like the way how the whole scenario, playing live on stage, engaging with the crowd, the windmill, the moshes, the headbanging. So that was something that intrigued me, and I wanted to do something on that front. So when I met Bhaskar, and we were discussing that we should do something of that kind, but it's very difficult to play extreme music. It takes time. It needs a lot of practice, a lot of listening, a lot of understanding. So in the beginning, we were trying to make music, but it was not going there. So we were a little bit progressive, trying to figure out how it worked. But yeah, it took time. It took 5 years, 6 years. Later, Jeff joined. He came with his own expertise. He was more into different kind of music. And then Somu, he was there ever since. And that's how we gelled and we moved from a little okayish and little slower music to more louder and wilder later on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, like I personally, I listen to a lot of underground stuff. Okay,
Mhm.
I veered off the mainstream around the age of what, 2022. Yeah, I'm 29 now, and I'm still stuck
Mhm.
with metal. Metal makes me very happy, but I've um, grown more towards being in the underground side of things. So your black and thrash, death thrash, black and death metal, slam, all these kind of things. So
Mhm.
when I when I listen to normal thrash now, I'm like, this doesn't hit the same anymore. But
Yeah.
I do give it a chance occasionally. Like for example, last week, one of the records that I kept going back to was the new record by Unto Others.
Okay. Ah, yeah.
So which is like
Mhm.
more classic heavy metal. But that's something I haven't tapped into for a long time. But there are still a few bands that I give a chance to because I know their sound. Other new bands have to really like, even if I have to check out a thrash band, I prefer the more harsh version of thrash compared to like your like I enjoy Slayer more than I enjoy Metallica or
Any day.
you know,
Yeah, yeah,
like for me, one of the thrash bands that more than Slayer actually I enjoy Creator because
yeah.
I don't know, his voice just speaks to me much more,
Yes.
Yes.
you know. But like
Likewise, likewise.
yeah, and there is a lot of power, there's a lot of fun when it comes to that. And what a lot of people, like for me, one of the things I do when I go to gigs is I usually take a lot of people along with me who are not traditionally metal. You know, I
Yes.
take people who listen to K-pop and shit like that, and I'm like, come to a gig, you experience it, you'll understand why I like this so much. You know? And
Very
like for me, my first gig was actually a festival that had happened here, which doesn't happen anymore. It was called Dubai Desert Rock Festival.
yeah.
And
We know.
Yes.
We heard
the
about it. Yes.
last,
Yeah, we heard
um,
about it. Now still playing and many other bands coming and playing now.
yeah, now at that time, like I was lucky. I went to the last edition of it, so I got to see your, you know, Arch Enemy, Scarab, all of these bands, even Opeth. And that was something that really opened my eyes to how a metal concert can be. Because before that, I didn't even know we had a scene, you know, that people were interested in.
Yeah,
I mean, here,
yeah,
if you see, it's still quite a small scene. It's just growing now because even the bands themselves that are born here don't really get proper mainstream attention. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's always like a bar gig or a gig in a club.
yeah.
It's never really a main stage gig. So, I mean, in that sense, it's still growing. I mean, you've started having now bands like Septic Flesh and other bands coming here, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
that we can all really see the scene grow. And that for me speaks a lot of volumes.
So,
Hey Sid, so I'll just give a little background from where I come from when it comes to metal. So, I so my first introduction to metal was a little not unconventional, but when I was 12 years old, I saw this movie, uh, Detroit Rock City. So it's a movie about four school kids. They are having a band, and
Mhm.
they desperately want to see the band Kiss, the old heavy rock heavy metal band, and the whole movie is around that. And so anyways, it's a great movie. And what I took from that as a pursuit of playing and having a band, specifically playing heavy music, that I think is something which is for me at that time, it is something the ultimate thing, having a like playing heavy music and all that. So then through that, as my journey at least started, and started listening to all the mainstream bands we have in heavy music. And then then eventually we like listen to deeper bands, like all the heavier and like extreme metal kind of bands. So it was pretty interesting for me. So even I was actually born and brought up in the Middle East, so it was hard for me to get the access to that kind of music. And then, especially after YouTube and discovering LimeWire torrents and all that, we started getting access to that kind of stuff. And yeah, it was really interesting. And when I used to come to India, that is the only time I can buy CDs. So I used to buy whatever I can, like all the what is available in the market that time. And yeah, and then eventually we start meeting people. It was really difficult to find anyone there, for that matter, that to who listens to metal. Everyone is mostly not very aware of it. And yeah, so finally when you start meeting people, and then like actually discovering music, it's really interesting, that journey, like and how each form of music actually has a certain how it hits you at that time, and how it actually shapes your overall how you grow as a person, in fact. And then eventually you want to pick up the guitar, or whatever instrument that resonates with you. And I just want to go that direction and just cover songs, and like just get with it. And yeah, and then around 2 years later, when I was in college, I met Arun and Somana here. And yeah, then we just decided, okay, so it was at a Meshuggah concert when Meshuggah came to India in 2012, 2010, I guess.
And
Yeah, that's when I met someone. I actually rekindled with him after many months. And then he said, bro, we need a bassist. Let's just join. Can you join? I'm like, okay, okay, so we'll do it. We were in the middle of watch and everything. Yeah, that was a great gig. And yeah, so that's when we met, and then we, just started jamming together. And it's pretty interesting when you say like how the sound has grown. So see, I'll be very honest, like any band for that matter, the sound does grow with how much skill everyone has, so as you start jamming more, as you start covering song, and more importantly, when those things go together, start jamming more, and you get a feel of each other's pulse, the it like the sound changes, in fact, as as different kinds of music you go. So eventually, yeah, now when we say, yeah, we are a death thrash metal band, yeah, that is one of the biggest influences which are there. But definitely, we all love to keep our ears open. We love listen to new music all the time. Like, it's not just limited to one, like one genre. And and just yeah, try to hear something that hits us, that resonates us. We definitely try to, when we compose, for example, what comes out is, definitely an amalgam of a lot of it. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
yeah, it is. Yeah.
what you said just now is very important. That y'all are still open to listening to new
yeah,
bands and
Mm.
things like that. Because now, if you've noticed, at least in terms of how people take in music or listen to music, they are very sort of, they listen to one song and that's it. The impression is made.
mhm,
You know, nobody has time to sit down and listen to LPs properly, or even EPs for that matter. They are so quick to make a judgment based on a single.
yes,
Right.
Like, and the problem is that this happens with recurring bands so much. Like, say, for example, you have a Behemoth song that drops, and the fan base is already so big that it starts becoming toxic. And they're like, yeah, this sound doesn't fit like my Evangelion days anymore, or it doesn't fit the Satanist or whatever. And I don't like this sound now because Nurgle is singing clean. No, 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 no. I mean, see, do you feel that the way social media has shaped us now hinders the fact that people really don't take in music the same again?
so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
I think this, as every logic or argument in the world, right, this also has two sides of it. To be honest, we as an artistic unit, we have only benefited from it. Okay. Has it not actually impacted or actually tried to bring the world to this 7 second of attention span? That is something, yes, it has happened also. And it's not, we are not also a part of it. We are also in that subset where sometimes also we are all do and tend to get judgmental with just listening maybe 30 seconds of the song or 40 seconds of the song, and it's there. But to be honest, the genuine musicians or the guys who actually really work, put effort, try to understand other music and try to put forward good music, my understanding is that they have never actually treated, like taken the other side of the social media and then trying to get impacted through it, or even influencing other newcomers to be a little bit bitter about it. As I said, this for us it has been only overwhelming. Okay, it's like we have been only been loved from the day one. Okay, there has never been somebody who said that no, it's not working out. Okay, you guys need to do no, no. Yes, we have we not received positive criticism. Yes, we have. Are we not open to that? Yes, we are open to that. But on a larger scheme of things, we cannot just sit down and just blame social media because we are the consumers of social media. Okay, so the moment you point fingers to somebody, you need to understand the three fingers are pointing to yourself. Knowing the fact that I still believe that social media is an amazing tool for artists all around the world. Okay, it's not just musicians, fine arts, people who work on have physical blue collar jobs and all try to bring out their skill set on things like that. I still believe that this is like the easiest ever platform available for mankind right now to actually go and explore and try to showcase your craft, whatever let that be, to the rest of the world. But yes, are we going to be completely oblivious of the fact that yes, there is no backlashes of it or there is no other side of the coin of it? No, that is not. That is the case, and we just have to live with it because it's like two hands walking, like hand to hand to each other. And one does the dirty work, one does the clean work. So it's that situation.
Parashar is very quiet. What
Yeah,
happened?
so I said, coming back to the introduction. So I hail from Northeast, from a very small town. It's called Sixagar, and since 20 2003, actually, I didn't know that what heavy metal music is. So when it was 2005, 2006. Yeah, and that's 2006. There was a film that was released by, and the casting was by Jake Black. And I'm sure everyone knows that film. That was School of Rock. So right, yeah.
Mm.
So I saw the movie. I was really amazed to check out the movie, and I was like, okay, so this is the thing that how it works. I mean, what real music is. And in 2009, so there was an event in Guwahati in Northeast itself. It's called Fireball, and I was taken by my brother to see the concert, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. Let's have a check on like what this live music is. So I went there and I had to check, and the first band was played. The name of the band was Plague Throat. That was from Northeast
Oh, I
itself.
know. Like what? Oh shit.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I suppose you know the genre that they play. I was fascinated. Believe me, I was taken back. Like, what is this music? It was so loud. It was so aggressive. It was full of energy for me. So I was like, okay, all right, yeah. I mean, it's good. It's all right. Eventually, like after the gig was done, performed by three, four bands from the Northeast itself. I was like, and my brother did know the vocalist and the drummer as well. So he took me and introduced them, and it was all right. I mean, I was so normal at the time. Like parallelly, when we came back, so the thing is, there is a band of my brothers. It's called Cyberite. So the thing is, my elder brother happens to be my first influence when it comes to metal music. That's for sure. So he used to listen. I mean, he is used to listen to metal bands like Deep Purple. I mean, the Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden, Pantera, Sepultura, Decapitated. Campbell Corp, etc. I mean, all the legends from that region of the era. So yeah, I mean, metal music is a household thing for all of us, and like I'm really blessed that I am I'm getting this done in this band with you. So the first thing when I joined this band, Arun called me up, and someone was on call. We were on a conference call. I was okay. Yeah, it was heavy metal band. It was like a full conference on the call, and they were telling me about the band. I was like, okay, it is a heavy metal band. I mean, I love heavy metal drumming. I love extensive, aggressive. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So I was at my hometown and I was in Bangalore at the time. And I told them, okay, let's meet next month also. So I came back to Bangalore the succeeding month, I guess. And I met Arun for the first time, and we talked about the genre and the details of the band. I was like, okay, that's very interesting. Ah, all right. So we talked over the songs and we talked over everything that's needed to be sorted out. I mean, to play live before we go for a performance. Okay. So yeah, after that, I started jamming with Arun and Jeff. So yeah, Sudha was a part of it, but first of the sessions, he was not there. But yeah, actually, we were. I was preparing the songs. It took me a lot of time to get into the songs. Believe me. So yeah, I mean, I've been playing drums. It's been more than 7, 8 years from now. So yeah, my biggest influence personally, for me, the biggest influence is Cannibal Corpse. Then I mean, the second option is obviously Sepultura, Pantera from that region. So I mean, from that moment, I was hooked into heavy metal forever.
He's the
Mm.
youngest guy in our team. So
Yeah, you seem
when he
like it, man.
when he says 7 years, in 7 years he has grown up to a very good musician for sure. Um,
Yeah,
Oh yes.
yes,
that's that's how it starts, right?
yes.
You
Right.
start somewhere. And
Yeah.
Because when I saw
Parasar
him,
was just the missing part of the entire well-oiled machine that we have been trying to build for years together. He just actually, pieces of the cog, right? He just fit. Okay, and then and the best part that what we have also other unit Ajay, again every time I come back, I'll state as a unit is that
huh?
the band only grows if the more you actually sit down in a room and work out your sound and eventually it grows. Okay, that's just organic. Okay, there is no rocket science behind it. Okay, you cannot bring 27 great musicians and hope that okay, it's going to be a great band. Yes, there is. You can easily gamble on that, but still there is no 100% guarantee. The thing what actually worked with us and Parasar is that when we were not having a drummer, he was just available at that time. And from the day one, he has never said that no, I'm not available for jam. And that's like I put it in a way like blessing in disguise. Okay, so it just everything just happened in the right moment at the right time. We started after he coming in. We took time to actually fine tune our playing. Okay, we reworked on our songs. Okay, we the existing songs got a lot of structural changes to make sure that okay, maybe this is not working the way we were working earlier. We now have a different member. Obviously, it is going to drastically change the sound. How do we make it aggressive and loud and impactful with the existing setup that we have? Working on our trying to figure out if how we can actually invest on good equipment and improve that, and then coming up to the sound. Now we are actually busy and invested in actually writing new songs, which Parasar has been actually a very integral part of in that journey and the process. So yes, it took us almost 4.5 years to find somebody who can actually sit down and work with us whenever you want to work with us. And the day our previous drummer left India, the next day itself we got Paras's contact. So it was just like I mean, there's some divine intervention, and then it just happened. Okay, and the next day, and then he was. It has never been a day that Parasa said that no, Somu Bhaiya, we cannot do it today. Let's do it tomorrow. That has never been. I have yet. It's been 1.5 years. I'm yet to hear him saying no whenever it's come to our craft and playing music live with us. Okay, when it comes to the band, I feel that this is our. He has shared that impression to us that he's ready to put everything aside whenever the band comes into picture. And in this age, generally when people are very fickle-minded, you cannot have a monotonous concentration on actually having a larger scheme of trying to understand how does this particular step of mine or her or anybody plays in the larger scheme of things. Parasar has been somebody that he has just been, let's do a gig, yes. Let's do it for a jam, yes. रात को करते हैं, let's do it in the night. Let's do early in the morning, let's do it early in the morning. I'll figure out my shift. Sumo bhaiya, you don't have to worry, I'm taking care of it. Okay, so somebody who is that mature, and I believe so. This is again, as he said, his elder brother being a musical impact influence of him, seeing how his elder brother navigates these small aspects of life to actually give importance to the band, has obviously influenced him in a right direction, and hence we are in the receiving end of it. So we are lucky in that front, is what I wanted to say.
I'm really
Oh,
blessed
sweet.
to have put it in the band. So I love playing with them because like I love the way they
Yeah, and
handle
he's a
everything as a brother.
prankster. Right? Don't let his looks fool you. He's like a big stress. He gets us into trouble a lot.
I
So,
mean, see,
He
all
has the
these things are
capability to
important.
actually. Please go, please go. Yeah.
Yeah, all these things are important. I mean, you guys sound like one of the few bands that has managed to maintain band harmony over so many years. That's so nice to see because in a day and age now where members come and go, you guys are still together and as one team that you can actually see the love over there, and it's so nice to see that.
So in the beginning of 2010, 12, Tomo and I, we decided that we take it very professionally, like how everyone does it at work. We work for 20 years, 25 years. So we want to do music for at least 25 years. So it's been 10 years. So it's like a work. When you take it as a work, when you're serious about it, it's not just having fun. We are not rock stars. We are very simple. We are not cool people. We are genuine, normal guys. But we want to do it for 25 years. So eventually we'll have the number of albums that we want, the number of videos that we'll release, we'll play around the world. So this is our goal. So yes, we want to do it for a longer period of time and as much as our body can support. That's how we want to do it. Everything in life will be there. We'll have events which might deter us to not do this extreme music for like any other music is okay, and if you're old also you can do it, but extreme metal music is a little difficult. So we want to be very focused in this aspect. We know each other for last more than a decade. We know each other. When Parasar joined, he's very mature, though he's very young. He understands the fact that yes, 25 years. When you say, yeah, it's something very interesting to dream about. So that's
That's
how
true.
that's how we look into. That's our perspective towards the band. It's not just that today we play and tomorrow we fight and we don't play. So we are more mature than those
Agreed.
those
Agreed.
jingles of life.
Agreed. But tell me something like, do you all balance the music aspect? Like, uh, you all have day jobs on top of this, or
Yes, we all are
like,
Yes,
engineers.
yes.
So
Oh,
we all work and
we have a nine to
we are
five.
working
Everybody.
decently
Yeah.
well.
Everybody has a nine to
Everybody's nine
five.
to five. We-
Everybody is right now starting their own families right now. Okay, Parag is way too young to think about that, but then he is very much on the verge. In a couple of years, he's going to be on the same track. Everybody of us actually works on like is actually paying housing loan EMIs and finding cars, making families, like building family insurance and everything. So this is how I'm going to put it. Okay, 40 hours per week is our job. Remaining is our life. We cannot be consumed with normal chaos that is happening around and not make any sense out of the remaining hours of our life. Right? Luckily, as I said, and I'll be emphasizing this not now, years to go, also I'm going to emphasize that we have been very lucky to actually sit down with certain like minded set of people who just want us to be better. And it's like, I cannot put it across, okay, like in any other way. Yes, this, I would not say that this has been a smooth journey. This has been an uphill. But in ways which, if you do not have the grind right, you would not appreciate the outcome. That's how simple it is. Okay, so this we are actually right now in that state of mind, having day jobs, going within the Bangalore traffic, spending 2.5 hours like just sitting on the street, watching nuisances happening all around us, keeping ourselves calm. Okay, going to office, coming back to home, handling the house chores, helping the missuses. Okay, families being around, folks being around, taking care of things like that, and then make sure that every weekend we switch everything off and at least have 6 hours of heavy metal at straight. And that happens, everything else in life then starts becoming normal. Okay, we can, it gives us the strength to actually handle situations. Okay, have had gives us the it lows down our nerves, is that we anxiety that we have when we go to work and try to work with people who actually justify the word of nonsense individuals. Okay.
Agree.
Okay, okay. So this has been helpful. Okay, Arun has been working for these many years. For me, I started working in 2007. I'm 40 years old right now. So work has always been there, and we also want this to happen. Why? Because the more we are able to make money, we are able to invest in better quality, reaching out to better peers in the system. We can reach out to better producers. We can reach out to better album art people. See, nothing is no. There are no free lunches. Okay, we can go and work out with a person who will do it for free, but we know at the end of the day, he or she will not put the 200% effort if he gets money. Likewise,
Exactly.
when we also play on live on stage, whenever there is somebody who is actually ready to come and pay us something, it is always something very exciting for us. As bands, getting compensation on the stage on the basis of a performance is actually the sweetest ever sweet that we can have. Yes, nowadays the business has actually evolved. People go with merch and then they somehow try to break even. But merch comes later. If somebody doesn't like your band, mm, buying your merch doesn't actually justify them anything just because you're pushing to sell a merch to them. I hope you understand what you want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
very much it.
of course. No, for me, whenever I go to a live gig, I always make sure to buy merch because, I mean, for me, I'm not a record collector or a CD collector. I collect the T-shirt for the patch.
Same. Yes.
That makes me very happy because then, like, say when I have kids, I can show them. I can be like, "Your father was
Yes.
like this, okay?" No,
Same
but
goes here.
tell me something. I'm assuming that three of you all have kids, right? So how?
No, 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 none of us have kids.
No, none
If
of
you
us.
look like that,
We are not.
all of us actually are
Not
COVID and
yet.
post-COVID marriages. Okay,
Ah, okay,
like
okay.
folks were bored, they found us to get us married. To keep them busy. We got married. Okay, that's our argument.
Ah, no, because like um, I thought if you all have kids, I could then ask how the fact that you all play in a band like this, because kids are naive. They will just tell
Yes.
you on your face that I don't like it, or I do
Yes.
like it. This fits with me. You know. So,
I think
but
we still have some time to comment on that.
yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. No, but tell me something. Like, since you all have been playing for say 14 years now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
14,
More
15
or less.
years.
Yes.
So, like, where do you think the scene in India will go now? Because you all have already been part of it for so many years. Where do you all see it going?
So
What I
yeah,
what
please,
I
Anand.
feel is what I feel is scene is going good. There are a lot of bands coming up, but the quality of music, I'm not pretty sure about how the quality of music. Because when I was younger, when I was in my early 20s, I remember listening to amazing bands. But now it's more or less the same monotonous, same kind of music. Just because now it's making music is much easier. The equipments they give very good sound. The cheaper equipments give decent amount of sound. Back in and now it's very easy to procure instrument, go for a jam room. Back in those days there were no jam rooms to even sit down and think about writing a music or piece of music. But having said that, there are a lot of gigs happening nowadays compared to back in those days. And maybe 10 years down the line, I think India will be somewhere on the top. Not the top, one of the few countries where, metal music is heard and everybody appreciate it. The main, what I feel is it's just not for the metalheads. We need to make sure that we convert, as you said, that you make sure that you bring 10 people from different music influences and make sure that you convert people. If that conversion rate is good, the business is good, the music will be good. If the conversion rate is not good, I don't think so it's going anywhere. So that's how I think that we should make sure that non-metalheads, music lover, if any music lover, maybe they have not heard, they have not seen live music, live metal musicians, they should go and see the concert. And if they feel that yes, this is because it's just take one concert and it'll click. It'll click and they will go back. They'll do their research. They will listen to 100 bands and they are there. Maybe in a month they are sitting next to you and we are talking about the same band. Yes, maybe I heard those band 10 years ago, and we both will share the same kind of excitement. So I think that's something which we all musicians need to think, and we should stop playing for musicians. That's something that I always believe. We should play music for the audience. In India, we play music for the musician. So if you're a musician, I will try to entertain you rather than entertaining the real people. So if the conversion rate is good, I think it will be an amazing journey in the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, I mean, you are from a side which still has a very good melting pot of metal in India, because Far East also is, pulling out bands out of nowhere. You know,
Hmm.
Right.
I remember one of the guests that I'm trying to get, who I still haven't gotten a response from, is actually Syphilectin, who
Okay.
are, you know, from Far
Yes, yes.
East, and it's it's uh it's difficult to get them because I haven't gotten a reply yet, but I hope to get them. I have
Okay.
other guests though who said
Good.
yes to me, and it's quite nice to see like different parts of India creating different scenes. Like Bangalore seems to be the whole melting pot where you can find metal. Bombay is coming up now, slowly, slowly, but
Mhm.
Kerala has its own scene. Then, of course, Northeast has its own scene. So it's nice to see that people are more accepting. Because for me, I'll tell you honestly, I have also been listening to metal since maybe what, 2003, 2004. And I didn't have the traditional way of going into metal. Like for me, I started with like your melodic death metal. That's how I got
Mhm.
into it because I had a friend who used to play bass and he used to only blast metal all the time. So the first time I heard it was in his car and we were just sitting and he showed me some folk metal and I was like, oh, this is interesting. How do you do that? And and then that's how I got into it. And then once he moved away from metal, I got deeper down the rabbit hole, and now here I am. And like it's so interesting to see that there are certain bands that are pushing the envelope forward, and then people are also, because for me, actively the reason I used to take non-metal heads to metal concerts was so that I could show them that metal is more than just its stereotype.
Mhm.
Because I mean, metal is stereotyped, hands down. There's a lot of biases and things like that, and a lot of inflated opinions that people have. I mean, my own parents do. Okay, like
Yes.
when I started getting into metal, my dad at one point he told me that the music you like is meant for animals, and I was like, so I'm a chimpanzee
I've been
or
there. Yeah.
yeah, he literally he said that to my face, and then we started listening to like old Hindi songs right after that. But he's had that stereotype for a while. My mom has the same stereotype. Like I remember yesterday, I was just playing Black Dahlia Murder at home. And my mom was like, "What the fuck is this? Why?" Because I'm an only child. I don't have any siblings. I had a
Mhm.
dog. My dog also passed away recently. She passed in August after living for 16 years.
Sorry
So,
about it. Yeah.
Sad to hear about that.
but you know, that's like my whole household in a nutshell. So whenever I have people over who are metalheads, I'm so happy. I'm like, yes, we get mini mosh pit in my house. We don't break any shit, but it's okay.
Yeah. Well, the scene wise in India is right at this particular moment is actually not to be completely cynical about it, but it's at a very nice place. We see bands who are actually helping other bands to grow and try to venture into international venues, helping us connect to other people, set up people, uh, trying to get international bands to India, even though they are not able to figure out major open air gigs, or at least to smaller venues where those bands also understand playing underground is actually something they enjoy as well, and give other bands an opportunity to share stage with them, build a peer relationship with an international band to us, share music with each other, appreciate each other's craft. So yeah, this is happening. It has been happening for some time in the past. For the last 2 3 years, it has been aggressive happening, and it's actually in the positive direction.
Yeah, I mean,
Now,
yeah, I mean, you
still
guys
actually
almost
benefit
had,
from it. That's it. Yeah, please go ahead. Sorry.
you guys almost had like cryptopsy and all that coming, right?
Yes, yes,
Like,
sorry,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, but that visa issue happened because of Canada India thing, but
So
that's
I
different.
guess
Yeah.
we might be getting, so Sinister is coming down pretty soon. We have, I think Malevolent Creation is also planning to come down to India. So there's a
Jesus
good
Christ.
bands, like the proper, like bands who will give you a slap on your face kind of bands coming to India, and it's nice. People who love enjoying watching aggressive music instead of actually using a calculator and trying to understand time signatures, who will come and just for the sheer aggression
Yeah.
of it. Okay, those bands are coming to India, and we love that part. It's not like that we don't understand, like enjoy bands who actually do that other extreme technical stuff. But me as a person who's actually standing on the other side of the stage who wants to enjoy that band, maybe I'm not that musically intelligent or something. So I want to be in that space so I can understand. However, meanwhile, when I have a band like Theatre coming, when a band like Pestilence coming, right, I would not. I will rather go and break my bones and then come back and sit like, okay, I want that energy to go in my 40s, in my 50s, that some band comes and delivers so amazing, aggressive, and powerful music that it touches me, thinking that no, let me have 3 plates in my arm, let me still go and have mosh, whatever happens, happens. So that's something that we want. And currently, yes, the scene is actually working on that. There are many organizers who are actually trying to push the envelope, as you just said. The bands also are doing pushing the envelopes, actually showcasing that yes, it is possible to actually tour once in a year internationally, and it is not a major rocket science. So, and peer bands and all, instead of actually being like unhappy as if why they are doing, why can't we do it, it's nice to actually sit down with them and try to understand how they are doing, and then do it for yourself, and you live the dream in the way also.
I
Yeah, and I
do
think
agree on the
Bangalore.
fact.
Uh,
Yeah, Jack.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Parth. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I do believe the fact that someone has just told, I mean, the band Vidyut, our goal is just to carve out, like unique space in the metal community. I mean, everyone knows how the community of heavy metal is, how small it is. It's not like uh, the other genres that we have in the world. So I mean, while staying true into our roots. So we want, I mean, we really want to inspire the peers or the other stereotypes, and just to show that metal is a diverse genre. I mean, capable of uniting people. That's what heavy metal listeners, audience, the players, we believe in it. So yeah, I mean, ultimately the goal that we aim to leave a lasting impact on both of the on both the worlds of the metal scene and the I mean and those who are connected to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bangalore Open Air has been doing. I mean, for last so many years now, more than a decade, we have been seeing a lot of really big bands coming, like every year, and except for lockdown time. But like, yeah, that has been really great experience, especially like for people who don't have access. We have a lot of other organizers also who are bringing in good bands. But yeah, I'd like to tell out. I mean, Bangalore Open Air has just been great, especially the organizers there. Yeah.
And also, I think it's nice to see them have that competition as well for the bands in India itself. Like, I think this year, I think Caste won, right? So they went to
Yes,
play,
yeah,
which is
correct, correct.
quite important for any band to grow. And it's nice that they're
Yeah,
encouraging this type of competition so that the scene grows and metalheads have more bands to look
yeah,
forward
yeah.
to, you know?
So
Right.
why metal by itself is not something easy to crack into or actually make start making money as an art form. whoever has entered this within the first 3 years have come to an understanding of that part that this is not going to be easy. When certain group of people who actually provide you the platform to go and showcase your music, give you opportunities to actually take it outside, that's just an amazing thing that I can tell you. Bangalore Opener has been, as Jeffrey said, we watched Creator first when Bangalore Opener season
Yeah,
first edition happened. Okay,
2012.
um, yeah, it was one of the best ever experiences ever. That time the crowd was maybe what 300 people. Now it goes in thousands. Okay, so again, it's an organic growth, and and it is amazing that we see it happening. Them Bangalore Opener working with the entire Wacken unit to provide Indian subcontinent a platform where bands from India can work, participate, and then go and play there abroad is actually again an amazing thing. Okay, so our peers have actually gone there and played abroad. Okay, our Chennai bands members, and other than because that Bangalore Opener is taking that step, right? The other bands are able to do. We never know when we sometimes in future if we also crack things and all, and then we go. This the people who are actually putting the stepping stone, we're actually climbing on their stairs only. Okay, so recently for last year and a half, we can see that Aggressive Tendencies, the company from which has been managed by Abbas from Godless, he has been bringing way too many bands. We know Extreme Underground India has been bringing amazing bands to India. So like that Northeast scene is also has been doing a lot. When we're saying amazing bands, we are not just telling that they're giving platform to Indian bands to play. They're also bringing international bands whom we cannot ever believe that they will ever come to places like India. Like Extreme Underground brought in Total Domination, they brought Mork. It was never going to happen. Nobody would have bothered to actually bring them. They thought they delivered it. People in the crowd they enjoyed it like every second of it. So it's a nice thing. Okay, again, the learning never stops. As I said, you even though we play on the stage, it's always a privilege to stand on the other side of the stage also and watch amazing musicians actually deliver their craft to the best of their skill.
Oh, 100%. Either you stand in front of the stage or you stand behind the band that is performing. That is also an experience. Like I remember when I had gone to maybe when I started going to gigs again now after falling. Yeah, it really made me very happy. I was like, yay, I'm back in the scene, boys. Because like for 5 to 6 months I couldn't go anywhere. So I used to have scene in the house. But after that now, once I was able to get back on my feet, I was like, yes, I can start going again and buying merch and being happy. So,
That
but like, tell me something, Jeffrey. You're Malayali, right? Because you sound Malayali.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, South Indian, loud and proud.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because when he started talking, I was like, he's definitely Malayali. Yes.
Yeah.
So, when you were where were you like in Gulf? Were you in Dubai side or Saudi or what?
Oh, so Oman, Sultanate of Oman.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So you were Muscat side.
yeah. Yes. Yeah, yeah. So I was actually like in several in Oman. I wasn't. I mean, like when I started listening to metal, I was in this little town called fishing town called Sur. We never had any metal bands, but one of the only bands that I know came was Parikrama. This is like I'm talking 10, 15 years back, and they were in my friend's school, so they were like actually organizing Parikrama in the school, and they got them out and all. So it was pretty funny. They were telling like as soon as they got out of the flight and got into their van, they each of them took out bottles to start drinking, and they were like, dude, you will get like deported if you do this. And like all, yeah, yeah. So well, yeah, things are different there, as you know how it is. Yeah. So
100%,
yeah.
100%. No, because like I know even Vinod is technically Malayali only, but he's like the figurehead of metal here.
Yeah.
He's resurrecting the scene quite literally.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's nice to see that. And, even Kerala itself has quite a scene because there's a lot of bands coming out of there. Some might not be metal, but it's good to see that that is also happening. I mean, my one person who's very close to me, she's also Malayali. And what I did was, she was originally into K-pop and things like that. So what I did was, I told her, you sit down with me. And we sat down and we listened to an 84-minute long Belwich record, which is literally only one song. Okay?
Mhm.
And afterwards, she was like, this is metal? Like, yeah, this is metal. She's like, okay. And now she's heavier than I am. So
Glad you converted one. So we should be in this conversion business.
well, you know, uh, my I remember when I was in college, yeah, I used to literally sit down with people in my car and show them metal because when I was in college, my degree, I have a degree in mechanical. Okay, I'm a
Mhm.
mechanical engineer by trade, but since COVID hit, I've started doing sales for all these companies
Okay.
now. So I'm a sales mechanical engineer now. But so what used to happen was during university, for 4 years of university, I never told anybody that I used to listen to metal. Nobody knew that because like nobody was bothered as much either. Like we had a music club in university, but it was normally all alternative rock and shit like that. Nobody was actually going in a heavy shit. And then in my last year, I was like, yeah, fuck this. I can't do this anymore. So I started showing people metal, and it started with your Paradise Lost and all of that. And then I started going showing people heavier stuff. Like I remember I used to show I showed this one guy Distant Tomb once, and his brain exploded. So I was like, now we are in my town. But yeah, it's been fun, showing people metal and making them understand that metal is more than meets the eye.
Yes.
No?
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Because we.
Like,
Yeah, and metal. There is one thing about metal, like folks who listen to metal also, they are much more open to listen to, like other art forms in general also. Like it
100%.
really opens up the mind, definitely, like in your whole perspective of, how we see the world.
Plus, also, it feels like, with the way artists are able to convey their own opinions in metal compared to other genres. Because other genres, since they're more popular, people are very, you know, they're very closeted. They're not able to
Mhm.
express themselves as much as I feel we do in metal. Because say it's a political opinion or any other opinion on an issue, you can write a song about it and people will resonate much more than say if Coldplay writes a song about something. You know,
Correct.
Oh shit! No, I brought that up. No, so how is the whole mess with Coldplay in India? Because here they're adding days like nobody's business. Like literally, there was one day, 2 days, now 3 days. Tomorrow it'll be a week of Coldplay, literally.
They are making
God
money.
knows.
Yeah,
God knows.
yeah. I
To be
mean,
honest, this is
they are
like
marketing
the tickets are
strategy.
way too expensive. So it's like Oka se bar. We don't actually want to invest our energy there itself right now.
And people literally, I know people who literally said we will fly down from India and come here and watch the concert. And I was like,
Yeah,
are you
because yeah,
kidding me?
yeah.
Like, like
But we
yesterday,
end
I
up
had
buying a lot of tickets.
like literally yesterday, I had a friend who sat in queue for half the day,
Just to comment about
and I
that,
was like,
I mean, not the Cupid, but I did notice that, a lot of people who are actually booked the tickets, they have never even heard of the band or that genre for that
The
matter.
hype.
A
Yeah,
lot of
it's just the
that's,
hype.
yeah, yeah, they're
Exactly.
just
it's
participating in the
very
hype,
good
and
that you brought that up because I was just gonna say that. Like literally, they will only hear one song and they'll be like, "Oh my god, Coldplay!" And I was like, "Fuck no."
No,
Yeah.
we should wait for the day when maybe Iron Maiden, before they retire, they are going to play and we are going crazy about it, or some other metal
Yeah,
band.
that's
So
something too, like
Man, literally, I read a post yesterday when I was scrolling social media saying that thank God not many people in India know Green Day, otherwise that concert would have been sold as well. And I was like,
yes.
oh, praise the Lord.
Yeah, Green Day tickets are 8K, and people are when we rather save that and then try to invest on Bangalore Open Air, we'll get multiple bands.
Yeah, because Bangalore Open Air is 7.5, right, for 2 days?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right now, yes,
Uh,
7.5 or 2 days. Yes, last year was that was the rate.
And that's good value for money, man. We don't have 2 day festivals here
mm.
So
because they don't have the space.
yeah. No, Bangalore Open Air has been breaking all cliches that were there for metal open air gigs. They broke
Basically
everything.
in
They
India.
keep on pushing the boundaries. They're trying to make sure that it. Right now, it's no more a metal concert. It's like a festival, right?
Oh,
Okay.
100%, 100%. I mean, it's a companion festival to the main one, no, if you think about it.
Right.
yes.
yeah, and one thing about Bangalore Open Air is like every year we go, we catch up with people we meet. Like those people we meet them only during gigs, or specifically
Yes.
they fly down from from wherever to Bangalore. We
Looking
meet them every year.
looking forward to meet
It-
old friends after a
Yeah,
year is Bangalore
it's
Open
like
Air.
Man,
Okay,
always
let's see.
crazy.
it's like it's like the yearly attendance. Everybody has
Yes.
to
Right.
register like, oh, I met this person today. Okay.
Yeah,
I wish we could have like Bangalore Open Air more like 3, 4 more festival across India where even we can travel somewhere in Bombay, Delhi. That will be so great.
I mean, it would be nice, especially since the scenes in these cities are also improving. They're not as big as Bangalore, no way, but
Hmm.
they're getting there. Like I remember when I had gone to Bombay ages ago,
Mm.
I was on the road. Okay, I was just in an auto and I saw a poster that said "Corn live in Bombay," and I was like, "Wait, what?" I
gone.
was
Huh?
like,
Okay,
"I
wow.
don't get
Okay.
to see these guys here, but they're coming there."
Yes.
And literally, like, it opened my eyes to the sheer potential that that country has compared to here. I mean, we have potential, but nobody minds it as well as Vinod does. I
Hmm.
mean, I remember, I think next month he's bringing Evile, which is very nice for me. It makes me very happy. But yeah, he's actually properly building this place as a metal destination. But then the issue here is that the audience itself is so small. Okay, that a lot of people, even if you go to say a weekend gig that happens here with all the normal local bands, they just mind the local band to do covers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
becomes
It's
less.
is
it's
True,
it's in
true,
the
true.
initial phase,
Yeah,
so maybe in years to come it will change. It's just an initial phase. It's like I think past 1.5 year he's been doing this. Maybe in 5 year down the line, if you keep doing this and other organizers also pitch in and they also try to make something like this,
Yeah,
why not?
I mean, like recently we had defeated Sanity over, which
Mhm.
doesn't happen all the time. I
no,
mean,
yes.
the last time the last time they came here, I didn't even know they were coming here because nobody marketed it properly.
Mhm.
I mean, I saw one poster and that was on the day, and I was like, shit, I can't afford this now. But
No, see, everything. It's as I said, it's a proper handshake. Okay, the more the bands actually improve playing quality music, slowly, the crowd also starts getting educated on the part that okay, covers are great, but then we want to hear what you are actually putting out. When we started as a person, school going kids and watching other bands and all play, we only used to see bands covering Linkin Park, Pantera, and all those bands. Okay. Later on, when I came to Chennai for my education, I saw bands playing originals. It used to be boring from the beginning because I was an uneducated crowd member. Okay. I also had to evolve. Okay. It is a proper handshake. Okay. We cannot just expect bands to only to take care of us.
You're
of all
breaking
the
some.
responsibility. Yes, it
Internet.
is the responsibility of the band to actually create quality music. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, now you are.
You break in
Okay, okay.
between. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, you are.
yeah, yeah.
Don't worry, all
Sorry
that
for that.
stays in here because I don't do any edits. I'll leave that up to Matthew to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming to just circling around Somana's point, it is like a lot of art form in general. It's not what you take from the art form. It's not what the art form gives you. It's what you go and take from the art form, and then you enjoy the benefits of that art form. As you listen, you will the wiring in our head only changes, and we can actually get what the band is trying to do, and all that. So that journey is like really like overwhelming, and it's really exciting always. Yeah,
Oh, for
especially
sure.
watching live bands. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, bands, when they write and it translates well to a live setting, then it's a match made in heaven, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
True.
Yes.
True.
Yeah.
Because I
Just
mean, at the end of the day, you do write music so you can perform it to people. You know, nobody, not many bands now actually write to just sit in the studio. They write to perform. I mean,
Correct.
there's very few bands that do write to just perform in a studio, but usually that band is made of one person or two people. So that's not really feasible to play live. But eh,
Mhm.
I know that because I listen to a lot of that shit. One
Yeah.
person or
So, and like even if you go down to like very like basic like evolutionary level also, if you go down, music comes with dance. Music and dance go hand in hand. So like even metal and moshing, metal and headbanging. So getting that live experience is like more like playing live is and going to watch bands live is it's that's the real thing. Like of course albums and everything is essential and very important, but yeah, like just an example, once I met this random guy in a tea shop, like so he was asking me, you play guitar or blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, selling he listens to metal, and okay, that's good. So I said, okay, we are having a gig this week, why don't you come over? It's like, no bro, I only listen to Scandinavian black metal. I'm like, dude, metal is not something you just sit in your bedroom and listen. You come live and listen to all the bands, and then you take what is there. So like yeah, just like yeah, like what you like what resonates with you is great, like that is always there. But yeah, when you experience live, that is something else. When you are in part of with the mosh pit, that feeling of brotherhood, getting pushed around, there's nothing like it, like yeah, that is the true essence of complete essence of metal, like in my opinion. Yeah.
Jeffrey, you met an elitist. I'm just saying.
Elitist. Yeah,
Tell me
yeah.
about it.
No,
uh,
trust me. I've had that experience as well. I remember when I was in college. Yeah, there was this guy I knew who ended up becoming one of my close friends. He also he didn't tell me that he listens to metal or anything like that. When I found him on Facebook at the time, I added him, and then I saw, ooh, he likes cattle decapitation. And I
Mhm.
was like, okay. That's how the conversation started. We started with that, and then it turns out he liked really dirty metal, like your he liked Gutslit, he liked Slam, he liked all of that. And then afterwards, he's like, "Bro, I like quilt stuff," and I was like, "Shit." I was literally like, "So on Halloween you'll wear corpse paint or no?" He's like, "No, no, 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 I'm not that far gone." But he was actually the guy who showed me that black metal can be a lot more, because when I met him was when I realized that the Satanist is something good, because after the black after Behemoth's album in 2004, I forgot that they existed. So then he turned me back on and he was like, try this. And I was like, okay. And then I went even more down the rabbit hole, because then I was like, okay, let's find your Belphegor again. Let's do all of that again and
Mhm.
get exposed to
Mhm.
that and have a proper opinion about it compared to like an ill-informed opinion. So it was nice. It was nice. So sometimes
yeah.
elitism is good. Majority of the time, not so much.
Yes. Because
Yeah, and as as musicians, artists, and listeners of this music, we tend
Music.
to understand how to separate
Jeffrey versus
the art
Vidyut.
from their art from. That is,
Yeah.
that's something we understood that. Yeah, that is their vision. But like as listeners, and that is also separate at the same time. The music is great. What their message is different, but it doesn't have to always be like a like a march, like marching down the street, parading. That's not. It's more than that, right? Yeah.
You brought out a great point because, like, for example, for me, yeah, one of the things I always try and do, based around all the music news that I read and things like that, is always to separate the art from the artist and the personality that they might have. Oh shit, he's gone.
No, no,
Oh
he will be
no.
back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. You're back now. We're okay.
Yeah.
You were
No,
saying
so
something, Sid.
yeah, so like one of the things I always try to do is separate the art from the artist. So, like for example, if there is negative buzz around said artist or positive buzz around said artist, I separate that from the art that they have made. Like, for example, Inquisition, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So there were
Yeah.
allegations about him, and at the same time, he dropped a record. So when I heard the record, I was like, okay, I'll give it time because at the end of the day, said artist has put in effort, and that effort is quite commendable. Even though he's in the news for whatever reason, that's his own personal opinion or personal actions. I'm not going to judge
Right.
the art based on that. I can say that, oh, I'm never going to listen to Inquisition again because of blah blah blah. If the art shows that effort has been put
Mhm.
in and it's actually good, then I might as well give it that chance. I'm not gonna completely disregard it based on you know whatever
Mhm.
has happened.
Very
Makes
true.
sense. Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Mm.
Okay. I don't have any more questions because I don't prep questions, but
No, great.
I did want to ask one last thing. So, like in this year itself, based on the 1 million records that have joined and that have dropped on us all the time, that usually happens in metal, has there been any this year itself that have stuck with y'all, or has there been any from the past few years that y'all go back to?
What a Jeff, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, see, I'll be very honest. I am not great at recalling names and album names of this thing, but
Mm.
I did enjoy our the last record which Pestilence has dropped. I think 21 or 2019. That I really enjoyed that. It was pretty this thing, and even this old band is their Terrorizer. They dropped an album recently, if I'm not wrong. So I mean, I can't remember the name, but I really enjoyed their music. That's something that really hits me. Yeah, that has been pretty great.
Yeah, who's next?
Everything comes my ear. I'm okay with that. So like nothing as specific. I'm enjoying Indian band releases more. Exactly if you say it. I really like Gutsley's release this year. Yeah, this year.
No,
And
Gutslit was last year, bro. I know that.
last year, 2023. 2023. Yeah, yeah.
I know that because I saw them and fell. So I know.
Okay. Yeah, okay,
Yeah, I just want to call out. I We did listen to our Chennai bro, Chennai folks, Moral Putrefaction. Their album
Yes.
release this past year. That was pretty great, actually. It was a really good
Yeah.
release. Yeah, that is something I really enjoy personally. And yeah,
Very
a
good
lot of
sound.
other our bands have been releasing a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I am right now waiting for Emasculator to drop their record because the
Okay.
physical has come out, but the streaming release has not. So I'm waiting like
Mhm.
for 1 month now.
Mhm.
But for me, like personally, I have for the whole up until now, I've enjoyed Job for a Cowboy. because Job for a Cowboy has come back after 10 years,
Yes.
and the record that they
Yes.
dropped has been so beautiful. Like literally, it's I don't know. Very few records make me do this, but this record made me cry, and I was so happy. I was like, yes,
Great, man.
it was
Yeah.
worth the wait.
Yeah, so my personal, yeah, okay. So my personal favorite from last year was the album that was actually released by Metal Blade for Cannibal Corpse as well, and that was Chaos Horrific. And my personal favorite was Bloodline. I mean, is Bloodline till now, which happens to
Ah,
be third, the third song, yeah, of the album. So it's my personal favorite. I mean, the energy, the power, the positivity.
you know what's interesting with
It's
Cannibal
an album.
Corpse? The
Yeah.
fact that it's part Hate Eternal now, and how that has elevated it.
Right.
I mean, I'm
More
Yeah.
th-
I
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna eliminate Chris Barnes because at the end
okay.
of the day, he made one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse songs, which was
Yes.
"Fucked with a Knife." I don't know why, but
Uh,
okay. And
how can I forget Tomb of the Mutilated?
hey, man, that's a good song. But for old Cannibal Corpse, okay, "Fucked with a Knife" still
Mhm.
wins. It
Yes.
still
Yeah,
does.
Tomb
Yeah.
of the Mutilated album is like the epitome of anything that Cannibal Corpse could have made until date. And for some
100%.
reason, these guys are more than 50 years old. They
Yeah.
don't seem to be slowing down.
Oh, as long as that neck gets bigger, we're okay.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Speaking of Chris Barnes, Arun had actually made us all listen to 6 Feet Under's new album. Brilliant, superb,
Killer.
Ah,
Oh, amazing album.
Yeah.
Yeah,
superb
yeah. That's
album. I
something
can't
that
recall the name, but
yes, this
the
year.
new record is the new record is a comeback because he had been giving us shit for a long time.
Long time
Oh,
ago.
yes.
Shit. It was all cover shit.
No, we totally agree on that.
So I was actually happy this was a return to form. I was like,
Yes.
I don't want any ease. No ease, please. And then thank God there was none of it.
Yeah. I have also been only focusing a lot in Indian releases actually at the moment. The release that I'm really super excited about is Godless's new album. I was super pumped when I heard their new thing released just before Kaushal left. Um, and if songs are anyway of that caliber, then we are looking for an amazing banger that we can. Everybody can say that okay, it's a proud band, proud album from India. Okay. I have been also been spending a lot of time to understand a couple of Northeast bands. There's this thrash metal band called Eternal Spawn who released their EP last year. It's a
Uh-huh.
folk band and it's amazing. You can match the energy that they deliver on stage. The quality of production is also nice. They've been doing amazing. Couple of new metal bands also who have been actually spending some time in the scene for long are also good in Guwahati. You can find
Bleak.
Death on the Horizon.
Yeah,
Bleak
Bleak
is
is
is an
Arunachal.
amazing band. Yeah, it's from
Killer band.
Arunachal.
Your voice is breaking so much.
And, yeah, bro.
Yeah. They're like ex-members of Alien Gods. Yeah. Ex-members of Alien Gods and all. So again, the Northeast is always going to be that treat that you're going to wait whenever it's going to pop up. Okay. So yes, we have been spending a lot of time. There are a couple of bands from Kerala who is actually doing amazing. Okay, so we're just waiting for them to come up with a full-length album and then have fun. And again, going back to our roots of Chennai, must be an album, doing it good in May. Okay, and it gives us the opportunity also to see how very other things can also happen around your own band. So yeah, it's an amazing thing. And that's very much from it when it comes to releases. Yes.
Yeah,
Mm.
I like how Parashar is focusing. Like every time Soumya breaks up, he's like, eh? But like For me, one album that I always go back to either this year or last year was by a band called Eternal Rot. Okay.
Yeah.
They're basically a three-piece and they're death metal, but the guy on vocals makes some of the most putrid and disgustingly vile noises I've ever heard come out of a person. Like half the time it feels like he's croaking at me, and I was like, "Oh, I like this." But I mean, they're a death doom band, but in the most vile sense. Like half the time, like I know I made when I heard the album the first time, I made the mistake of eating lunch while listening to the record, and half the time I was like, "Yeah, maybe this is not a good idea. I might hurl." So no. Then afterwards, I heard it in the car, and it was okay. But it's a very good record. You should check them out. It's called Moribund. Okay, and it's very disgusting and fun.
The
Nice.
more disgusting, the better, I guess.
Yeah, the more putrid, the better. But yeah,
Second that, yeah.
so I think what we'll do is, I think we'll end now because I also have to eat again.
Yes.
But
Right.
thank you so much for joining. This was fun.
Oh,
We'll
please.
definitely do this again once you drop new material, or we can have a listening party, which I would very much enjoy.
For sure. And thank you so much, Sid,
Thanks.
for having
Thanks,
us.
Thank you so much,
It,
Sid.
it was the first interaction, something like this. So yeah, it's interesting, and I'm so happy. We are also happy that you're doing this for the community, and people are getting to know the band, their ideas, their way of thinking, and
Yeah,
everything
for
about
sure.
the scene.
I mean, for me, like, I wanted to mainly showcase the personalities behind the music. I'm not going to go way too technical, like what
Mhm.
polyrhythms you use or blah 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 blah.
Of
No, no,
course,
no.
yeah,
We're going to do that
Yeah.
because not a lot of people listen to podcasts for that. They
yes,
would rather understand the personalities behind what's being created and things like that. So I decided to go with that instead because a lot of people like when they listen to metal, they don't really know the personalities behind. Usually, you just even when you do a meet and greet, you meet a person for like 5 seconds, take a photo, and fuck off. But at least with
yes,
this, you're like, okay, I
yes.
understand where it's coming from, what the mindset is, things like that.
Mhm. That's
And
true.
Yeah.
I mean, again, kudos to you guys for having harmony like this because it's not something you see every day.
Yeah,
And it's nice, you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you so much.
And Sid, I've really been enjoying the podcast. Yeah, it's really been nice to
Yeah.
hear the perspective of the different bands in the background. Yeah,
Oh, you
it's really
so
great. Yeah,
since
yeah.
you
It was
guys
an amazing
are
one.
my 11th
Sid.
guest, please do check out the other episodes also because like
Definitely. Yeah.
it's something that would definitely show you all what potential we have here as well as bands
Mhm.
that I've
Mhm.
interviewed there because like I have a lot of bands upcoming also from India because I think I might have like Bhayanak Moth and a few others next month
Okay.
Mhm.
because I think I have Cetravid as well. However, the fuck you say their name, I have no idea.
Correct. Yeah,
But
it's difficult to pronounce.
yeah, because there's a K in front, so I don't know if the K is silent or not.
Maybe when you get them, they will tell you.
Yeah,
And let us know.
so
Yeah.
that'll be like the first question I ask them. How the fuck do you say your name?
Yes.
All right. Some bands have the thing that we cannot pronounce, like for the first time.
Yeah.
But eventually, yeah.
So
We'll
yeah,
figure it
I
out.
mean, we can definitely sit down again because it'll be fun. You guys definitely love the music that you play, and it shows. So it would definitely be nice to sit down again.
And it will be great
Right.
Feeling is
to
mutual.
meet in person. Yeah, meet in person.
Oh,
Maybe you see us
that,
live very
definitely.
soon.
I mean, I follow you guys, so I can definitely see the gig schedule.
Yes.
So, of course, Matthew will sit on my head to tell me to come to a gig.
Oh yes.
He sits on our head as well. So he's the nicest
Yeah,
guy that
yeah.
we
He
have.
is our boss. He makes us do things even sometimes the age catches up saying that no, no, you get it done. It's nice.
Because I get all the insight from him because I'm not in social media anywhere. So I just stay. I'm
Yeah,
just as clean.
he said that. He was like, "You be careful, they're all oldies." I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
That's that's so
Cool.
much fun. He keeps
Yeah,
So
yeah.
giving
yeah,
us
I
all the
mean,
insight about what's
if
happening
if I
around.
do, if I do, you guys mainly perform where? In Chennai or in Bangalore?
We performed. We with Parasha we had 3 gigs in Bangalore, 2 gigs in Bangalore, one in Hyderabad. So some of the
And
other
the
gigs
home
are coming
ground
up.
is there.
Yes. Beg your pardon?
The home stage is where? That's what I'm asking.
Chennai. Home say Chennai. We are a Chennai-based band. Yeah.
Ah, okay, that
But
makes
all of
my
us,
life a lot
yeah,
easier.
all of us are in Bangalore now. So, but still, we want to say, yeah, we are Chennai-based band.
Hmm.
So we have some gigs lined up, maybe Northeast in Southern tour. So the
Well,
talks are happening.
wherever you all are, if I am in India, I will definitely make the trip because
Oh,
usually I end
sure,
up
sure,
going to
sure.
Bombay or Bangalore.
That sounds
So
cool.
Yes,
I will
Sure, sure,
definitely
sure,
make
sure.
the trip.
for sure, for sure. Maybe very
And
soon we'll come to your city as well, if everything goes
sure,
well. Yes.
Mm.
hey, I can put in a word with Vinod, no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we are
We'll
also
come. We'll
working
try
on
to eat
material.
some nice, good food with you. We'll share a meal as well.
Sure,
Okay.
sure, sure. I
That's like
definitely
one
do
of the
that.
most common places where everybody can become like
100%.
non-metal heads and become like okay persons. Okay, so yeah.
100%. Eating brings people together.
Yes, eating and metal, food and metal.
Yeah,
It's the way to your stomach and your heart.
yeah,
Yes, very
Right,
much.
right.
Anyway, chalo.
yeah.
Chalo,
We
same
will
Cool.
here.
Sid,
definitely.
nice to
It
meet
was
you. Have a
amazing
nice,
speaking
great
with you.
evening. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
It was an
definitely.
hope to
amazing
catch you
one,
up
Sid. It
once
was an
again
amazing one.
sometime soon.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. It's
Yeah,
been a pleasure. We'll
yeah.
definitely sit down.
Yes.
Right.
So
Sure,
yeah, with
sure,
all metal
Looking
horns.
forward.
Yeah.
Looking forward.
See you. See you
Cheers.
all.
sure.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Take care.
Take care, guys. Yeah, bye bye.
Take care.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.